don't think we
Started
live
that.
yet.
I was extra. Good morning. Welcome to our episode of I.Am.She.
Oh, there we go.
It's Saturday. I'm woke.
Good afternoon now. It's
Yeah, good
afternoon.
afternoon. I know I didn't even look at it.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey.
What we both decided to put on gray today? I don't know. Do you have on a gray shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why we both decided to put on gray today. It's matching. Hold on. Let me bring mine up a little bit more so we can be matching. Be identical. Good morning, y'all. I am excited today. I don't know why I am excited. Yeah, I do know why I'm excited. What is that noise? I feel like somebody racing up the street. I am very excited. You said you're excited to be here today.
Yeah, and it's because it's Saturday.
Absolutely. It's Saturday. Okay, your hair is given.
Girl, the girls. It's given for the girls.
It definitely is. Your hair is given. I don't know where you going, what you doing.
Girl, right in the house. Listen, it's save money. It's the crunch time now, honey. I move in 2 weeks. It's crunch time. I can't be spending no coin.
Right.
No
I feel
coins
you.
to be spent. You hear me? No coins. I'm
I
spending
feel
that.
you.
That's the best way to be. In the house when we keep a coin.
The only thing about moving with me is, so we've been looking at places. I'm so torn because there's so many nice places down here, but I feel like I'm torn in between going to another townhouse versus going to a single family house.
Okay.
The prices are in the same range, and it's like, I don't know. My biggest pet peeve. All
Are
right,
you moving to that town or you moving to another town?
no, I'm staying here. I'm staying here in Palm Coast. In Palm Coast. My biggest pet peeve is wherever I live, it has to have washer and dryer because it's too many of us. I have to have a washer and dryer. So I'm like torn because it's some beautiful townhouses with like 1-2 car garages, um upstairs, downstairs, and they come with washer and dryer. They come with pool units and things like that. But for the same price, I'm seeing a lot of single family homes. The only thing about it is that you have to buy your own washer and dryer.
Well,
So,
you
but
can get a washer and dryer for cheap.
I know, but if you don't buy your washer and dryer, it's a little bit more. But then the other thing is, see, you got to think about it. When you get a single family house, you got to put way more work into it. You got to make sure the lawn is cut. You got to keep certain things done when you in
Are
like
y'all buying a house or y'all renting?
we're in a house, but the houses around here, you have to still do certain things. Like you have to make sure like the lawn, because the houses that they have for rent here, they are the same as like my mother house. Like they have a huge backyard and things like that. And a lot of the places, they don't include that. They don't include like keeping the grass cut and things like that. They don't include that when you rent the houses, because it's going to take. So we went to go actually look into buying a house, but it takes a year for them to build the house. So while we're waiting for that year to get the house built, we're going to go ahead and rent. So I don't want to get something that's too expensive, but I do want something that's spacious enough for all of us to be, but have a lot of the amenities that will allow me to save more money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just kind of torn. I'm kind of torn, but I figure it out. But I'm so excited. You moving in 2 weeks. Where you moving to? You moving to the county, Baltimore City, west side, east side, south side, north side? Where you going? Where you going?
I'm moving downtown.
Ooh, it's cute.
It's a block away from my job, so I'm definitely within walking distance. I can definitely get to work in like 2 minutes.
Cute. Downtown is giving cute. Okay.
It's downtown. I'm moving by myself, which is really, really weird. I've never lived alone. Just
Girl. You want me to
it's
send them
just
to you?
me, like no Jalen, no other, like nothing, just Crystal. So
You want me to send them to you?
no, it's okay. So for me, it's gonna be hard to adjust the first couple of weeks. I know. I think I know I'm gonna love it, but it's just gonna be hard to adjust with just being me. You know, I'm used to coming home to Jalen or coming home to my ex. You know, but it's just me. It's just
It's your space. Make your space your space. You have
oh, you know
raised
I
your
am.
child.
Oh, you already know I am.
Your child is grown. Your child is grown. You don't have a man to,
I don't have a
not in a
man.
bad way,
I'm
in a good way. That's what I always say about people that always feel like they have to be with somebody, but in a good way. You have your own space. You don't have a person to answer to come home to worry about. You can just be free.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Get over it. Enjoy your life. Like they said, enjoy your life.
I'm excited for this new journey. I'm excited for this new chapter.
I'm excited for you.
I am definitely nervous. I mean, at this big age.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. So let's step back. You never lived by yourself?
Never, like, no, because I've had Jalen. I had Jalen at 17.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. That is right. I didn't even think about that. I'm like, wait a minute, you do live by yourself. Oh, you mean, so I get it now. You mean like all the way by yourself. Girl, it is
all the
nice.
way. Yeah.
It is nice living by yourself. Before I had these kids, it is nice living by yourself.
So I'm excited. It's never just been just me. Just me. Just Crystal.
I want you to be excited. Don't freak out.
No, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna get me a cat. I love cats.
Get your little pet.
I want a dog. What I really, 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 really want? I want a frog and I want a bunny.
Oh.
I'm thinking about getting a frog and I'm thinking about getting a little bunny.
Well, I can send you one from out here. You want me to go in the swamp? They got a whole bunch of them out here.
No, see, but frogs are not hard to take care of. Frogs are very easy to take care of. You feed them every couple of days, and yeah.
Why don't you get you a snake?
Now, see, you want to get slapped. You want me to walk the North Carolina? You want me to walk to Florida and knock you out? Because you know damn well I don't like snakes. I can't stand snakes. I'm terrified of snakes. That's one of my biggest fears, snakes.
You know what I'm excited about? So, Kylie just turned 14. They've already been.
Happy birthday, godson.
But my excitement is that they both want to apply for a job. That's my excitement.
Yay! Well, okay, Dave's about to be 15.
They're about to be 15, yeah. They both want to apply for a job. Down here,
wait, ain't David about to be 15?
Yeah, David will be 15.
Your phone breaking up.
I'm not on the phone. It's you.
Kira, David is 15.
Yes. So he wants to apply.
Oh my God, David about to be 15.
He wants to get a part-time job, but David also wants to get his license.
Uh-huh.
He has been promised a vehicle that's sitting out front. So he wants to get his license.
What you saying?
He has applied. He has a vehicle for him waiting out front. So he wants to try to get his license or permit. So I'm torn as far as the job. His license or permit. He wants to get his permit. He wants to work towards his permits because he has a vehicle waiting outside for him. Is it me? Is it you? Is it me? I'm not. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah. So I'm a little torn about it because I feel like I'm a little torn about the job.
I don't know if it's
because I feel like
hold on.
I feel like if they work now, I feel like I prefer for them to have their freedom. I prefer for them to have their freedom because I feel like if they start working, the earlier they start working, the earlier on the responsibilities will come. But then in another sense, I feel like I'll allow them to work if they want to. But if they come to me and say, I feel like this is too much, I can't do it, that's okay too. I'm gonna be okay with that too. I'm not gonna sit there and force them because they don't need no daggone job. Let's be honest. I'm not making my kids work. We had a whole conversation about this in one of our other podcasts, making our kids work for us and try to earn towards the house. So I'm not I'm not one of those parents. They don't need to work. They want to. It's exciting. I feel good about the fact that they want to work. That's all Khalid talked about. The 2 weeks coming up to his birthday, he talked about how much he cannot wait until he turns 14 because he wants a job. He wants to work, but he don't have to. They don't have to by far. They good. They get an allowance. I don't know if they want more of an allowance, but I think their allowance is pretty good. They get allowance plus whatever they do at school. They get, some type of incentive for whatever they do at school. They bring home good grades. I think, what did we give David? $50 last time he got honor roll. He got $50. They get stuff, so it's not like it's a need. It's not like it's anything that's bringing anything to us. So I have like a proud moment as far as them wanting to work, because it's just out of the blue. It wasn't anything that I said like, oh, you're gonna need a job, you turn 14, you're gonna need a job. They are excited. They really like, I want to work, I need to find me a job. Mommy, can you help me fill out this application? I want to find a job. But I'm not gonna keep them, I'm not gonna force them to work, because I feel like that was one of my downfalls. I worked so early. I worked at the same age that they started. I worked at 14, and I am just tired of working. I feel like it's because I worked early, because I am tired. And don't get me wrong, I work from home, so I really don't do too much, but just the fact of working, I am just tired. And I don't want them to end up like that. I don't want them to end up in a space where they're like, God, I feel like I done worked my whole life, because that's how I feel right now.
Right.
I'm 50, and I feel like
I would like them to get like a little summer job. Just let them get like a little summer job.
That is true. That's a good idea. I never thought about it like that.
Just let them work for the summertime, because you don't want it to interfere with their school.
That's my biggest thing.
Going on. So I would just let them work in the summertime.
But I am excited at the fact that they actually want to do it. I didn't have to tell them. I'm not forcing them. They came out to me and said, Mommy, I want to work. Can you find me an application? Can you find me something to work for? I feel excited.
My thing is, like, do they have any programs like they have here? They have the summer work program here. Do they have that down there? You drinking Hennessy early in the morning?
I believe so. Don't be bringing, and no, I'm not. I'm drinking this apple juice.
Girl, is you drinking?
I'm absolutely not drinking. I don't drink. I'm drinking apple juice.
Why? I thought that was Hennessy, girl. I was about to be like, oh, this bitch got a problem. I was about to be like, bitch got a drinking.
Did you say I got a problem? Okay, I hate you. No, I'm drinking my apple juice.
I was genuinely concerned. I was like,
this apple juice is delicious. It's the apple juice from the dollar store.
Oh,
oh my God.
I love that apple juice.
You thought the same thing. What you mean you thought the same thing? I ain't got no problem. They get on my nerves.
You said they sell at the dollar store?
Yeah, at Dollar Tree. They sell them at the Dollar Tree. I love them.
Wow, they don't sell. It's so hard. They only sell it here. They only sell that. I only found it at Whole Foods, and I found it at a Sprouts. They don't sell those in like
delicious, especially when it's cold.
Oh, especially when it's cold. That's the best apple juice. It makes me feel like I am classy, honey.
Who you talking about? Who you telling? You don't need to put no ice in there. Who you telling?
Ice in it, honey. You just
no But it's funny because DJ Khaled did a Instagram post, and this is what he was talking about. He was talking about this apple juice. He was like, y'all don't know about this apple juice. This is the best thing smoking. Y'all know about this apple juice. I'm like, man, that apple juice is good. I don't know what it is about this apple juice, but it's good.
It's so good. It is so good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited. I'm a little excited about them. I'm excited that they want to work. I'm excited that David wants to drive, because it took us so long to convince him, like, of driving age.
I can't remember.
I know, right? Long hair. All she missing is the lashes. And y'all can't tell her nothing.
I didn't put my lashes on today, y'all, but I want to.
Y'all can't tell her nothing when she get them lashes.
I ain't going nowhere, so I ain't put them on.
Yeah, save a penny. Save a penny.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited that David finally wants to drive, because it took a minute. At first he was very kind of like, I don't want to drive. I ride my bike everywhere. And I'm like, really?
Not ride the bike.
Yes, he said
Ew.
he would rather ride his bike everywhere. He did not
That's
want to drive.
crazy.
He said he didn't like to drive the way people drove. But that was in Baltimore. Now he's down here, I guess because he in high school, he see everybody driving and things like that. So he's like, yeah, when I turn 15, I need to go get that book so I can get my driver's permit.
Oh, that's good. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, the kids are doing really good here. They really like it down here. I believe they do have other programs because they have so many freaking programs for these kids down here. Like
I'm
um,
sure they do.
David got a paper the other day. You know, I told y'all he's on an honor roll, and he brought home a paper a couple of weeks ago, where they were asking if he wanted to sign up for early college and like dual classes, early college enrollment, and do dual classes, and he only in the ninth grade.
Oh wow, that's what's up.
But you know, he is really ahead as far as his
His
style.
high school years are gonna go by so fast. Listen, let me tell you, high school is gonna breeze by like that. Like it's gonna go by so fast.
He is boring though. He is boring. He said he don't want to go to no dances. He doesn't want to do anything that involves the
Oh,
school.
it'll definitely change. Jalen was like that when he first got there, but sophomore year, it's gonna change.
I definitely know.
When
I
he
know.
get a
Like
girlfriend, it's gonna change.
it's crazy because Kylie is the one that's coming out of his shell more. Like Kylie will come home from school and be like, "Ma,
Right.
I gotta
That's
meet
it.
my friends down.
Make him go.
I gotta meet my friends down the park to go play basketball," and which they've done. So they've been meeting, you know, have friends, and that's how they actually are meeting people. Not in school. It's when they go down to the park to the basketball court. Everybody is down to the basketball. Y'all, first of all, let me just take it back a little bit because I don't know why these kids down here in Florida are playing basketball in Crocs. I'm so confused. They out there playing basketball in Crocs, but he does, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna make him go. It's not an option. That's not something to be missed. I mean, everybody had fun, you know, especially during their high school years, and they got to go to all the dances and the prom and G prom, C prom, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is funny though is that even though he's the one, David is kind of standoffish. So David's personality is he has an I don't care personality. And what I mean, not I don't care about things, meaning I don't care if I have a friend or not. I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to do me. And it's funny because people gravitate towards him. Everybody wants to be his friend, but his attitude is an I don't care attitude.
He's nonchalant.
Yeah, he's like I don't care. Like I don't care whether I got friends or not. I'm just good. I'm good. I'm here. Whatever it is, what it is type day. But when he goes down to the park, you know, they go down to the basketball court. A lot of their friends, both Kylie and David's friends from high school and middle school, are there at the park. So I sit back, I go over to the other side of the park with the other kids. I drop them off, go to the other side of the park with Jimmy and Cameron. So I won't be just like the mom that's there. Um, and they, you know, that I see him interact with the kids, the same kids that he goes to school with. I see him interact with them at the park. So he's doing better. I don't know that boy, but I ain't pushing him, you know, because you push him, you gonna push him into the wrong crowd. So I ain't pushing him, and he's pretty smart for his age. So I feel like he makes good decisions thus far. But yeah, so really quickly because this show is gonna be short. Let's get into these topics.
Let's get into these hot topics.
They said them ankles gonna be crying. See, I don't know why them children is down there with these Crocs or slides. Nate slides. They down there playing basketball and slides, and I just don't understand it for the life of me. One little boy was down there the other day with some swim trunks on. My mother made a point. She said it is Florida. He might have just came from the beach or came from the pool before he went down to the basketball court. But yeah, let's get into these topics. So the biggest
hot topic.
The biggest topic I wanted to get into, I don't know if you want to get into that one first, the one with the Americans. Yeah, Jessica.
Let's do that one. Let's do that one. That one is getting crazier by the moment. That one is really getting crazier by the moment. It's coming out. Okay, so if you guys have not heard, 4 Americans went from South Carolina, drove all the way to Brownsville, Texas, and went all the way to Brownsville, Texas to go help their friend or sister, cousin, whoever get a BB out in Mexico.
Did
So
she?
she said she was, communicating with the people, and they were some of the people in Mexico was communicating with her to get this BBL, and she was supposed to go down there and do whatever, and come back home. But when they crossed the border into Mexico, the cartel supposedly had shot their car up and kidnapped the 4 of them, subsequently killing 2 and leaving her and another guy alive. I don't know. But looking at the videos, it just did not give what it was supposed to have gave. Like, looking at I saw a video where somebody from Mexico literally recorded it, and it was just like, when they threw her in the back of that truck, she was just
And
sitting
through the dead body, when they picked that dead body out,
back there with her.
body. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. They threw the dead bodies back there with her. They threw her back there first, and then they threw the other 3 bodies in a truck with her. And she wasn't hysterical. She wasn't anything. She was just regular. She wasn't crying. You could see in the video, she was sitting in the back of the truck like this.
Yeah, she probably was freaked out, like, what the? Because that's probably what they did. They might have tried to run, or they probably freaked out and they just automatically shot him. So she probably was like, I'm just going to sit here and see how this play out. That's how I felt when I seen the video. It's not anything to laugh at. It's very serious. But what happened, what I just seen, I actually was watching some more CNN videos, because it's like, this is what I hate about when things like this happen on the news, because it's like the more you get into it, a different story comes out, and then a different story, and then more information, then more information. And so evidently it was a 5th friend, which is her best friend, that was supposed to go with them. Yeah. They started off in Texas, but the girl didn't have her proper identification to go over in Mexico. It started off in Texas. She was originally supposed to get the procedure in Texas, but got a phone call that the procedure was moved from Texas to Mexico. I'm sorry.
It don't make sense.
No, I'm good. Let's go ahead and just cancel the procedure. Let me know when you get back to Texas. I don't know.
That don't make sense. How was the procedure supposed to end up being in Texas, but then got moved to
Mexico? Is what they said. Unless the provider had another office in Mexico, and that was where the operating what do you call it? The operating it's not operating room, but it's like sometimes they have operating centers. So where the operating center, he might have operated out of, or he or she, whoever was doing the procedure, might have been operating out of 2 different operating facilities, or worked for 2 different facilities. So the operating room or area that he was working in at first might have been taken. So he had to move the procedure. Because I seen that a lot when I worked in the OBGYN office. Sometimes if they don't,
it just don't make sense to me. Like, it's just
I would have just rescheduled.
But according to what her mom was saying, the mom was saying that like they went there for some other shit. So apparently it was like all drug related. So that's to me, that's what it was given. It was given drugs. It never gave surgery. It gave drugs. So
that's what they all saying. They all of them are saying, the girl that was supposed to go to best friend, they're saying that they went over there because the surgery got moved. But then you heard something else circulate about they was going to get medication. And I'm like, why are they going to Mexico to get a medication? I'm so confused. But here's the thing. Here's the reason why I brought up the topic. The topic is it really worth, is these surgeries are getting out of hand? Is it really worth these surgeries that y'all keep traveling over to these different countries? And the more that we are traveling as Americans, traveling over to these different countries, the more that we are not coming back home. Particularly us.
For most people, it's
us.
That's really what it really is, cost effective. A lot of these girls are going to these different countries, getting surgery because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. They don't have to pay $5,000 or $10,000 if they was to go to Dr. Miami. You know, if Dr. Miami is charging you $8,000, but you go to Mexico and Mexico is giving you all the same services that Dr. Miami is giving you for $4,500. you gonna go to Mexico. You know what I'm
But
saying? And
so
I look
one
at, huh?
so one red flag is you doing something to your body, something that can cause some type of chain reaction to your body. You gonna choose to go the cheaper route. We should not be doing that anymore. Haven't y'all seen all these videos and stuff about these fake BBLs and all this stuff? We should not still be trying to do that. But the second thing is, number two, do your research. If that surgery changed just that quick, no, I'm good. Let me just see what this, because you don't realistically, like the guy in CNN was saying, was like, did you know anything about the town that y'all went to? Did you know that if there was anything going on, if there was any type of war, did y'all even look to see if anything was going on before y'all just jumped the road and decided to go over to Mexico not knowing anything? Y'all don't know anything about this country. Why are y'all going over? It's pretty much what he was saying. Like, did you know if anything was going on? Did you know anything about the town that you were going to? Did you research it? Anything like that? Like, stop just jumping. We as Black people, stop. Do your research. That's why the Caucasians is coming back with their BBL safe and sound, because they doing all their research. They doing all their research. We just jumping on the bandwagon like, no, we can't do those same things. We can't do that. No, baby, you got to do some more research.
It's like, I get it. Like, everybody, of course, and no matter what you do in life, you want to go with the cheapest option, but I feel like
I want to come to your body.
When it,
Hell no.
now, especially when it comes down to a surgery that is one of the most deadliest surgeries that a woman can get on her body, is the BBL. That surgery can potentially be fatal for some people, right? So a lot of women are like, damn, I don't really have the extra money to pay Dr. Miami or Mia Aesthetics $7,500 when Dr. Ula Babu in fucking Mexico is giving it to me for $3,500. I'm gonna go with the 35. We don't think about stuff like that, and we don't think about how it's gonna affect us in the end. We don't think about shit like that. We think about the cheapest one, honey, and that's what we gonna do with. I feel like for me, I would go straight to Atlanta or Miami or somewhere and get my surgery done, because baby, I can't afford to be all the way overseas and can't get back home, and I can't do it.
And plus, you hear a lot of, and plus, in general, you hear a lot of stories about these people going over there and they getting these surgeries and stuff, not particularly in Mexico, but going across to these foreign countries and getting these different surgeries done, and are not surviving, just overall, just not surviving because of the type of medical treatments and stuff that they're getting.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Go ahead.
So there are several surgery groups that, like luxury surgery groups or surgery groups, that are popping up, and I'll do my best to kind of research them and send them to you all. But they go, it's individuals that go over there and do the research on the doctors and look at the facilities, and they go in groups in terms of getting these surgeries. I don't know about Mexico, but I do know that there are other places around the world that people go to get them, because it is so much cheaper, and cheap being the wrong word, but less expensive.
Less expensive, yeah.
But you have to do your research and not just go to Google.
Jump the gun.
Right, exactly.
Because there are people who, have gone through these places before and had horror stories. I had a friend who unfortunately went to one of these places to get her mommy makeover. And I'm not saying unfortunately, but she went with a group, and she said it felt so safe. She said the people who were on the group, that led the group, it was like a tour, a traveling group. And she said they had already gone over and did the research. They had a ton of people who had already gone, where she could research, she could physically talk to the people, and see what they've had and see the scars. But I'm just saying, and for me, I'm talking to that person because I have to get some dental work done, and hear what would cause $50,000 to get done. Over there, it may be 10,000,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes less expensive, but the quality of care can be just as good. Again, Mexico is a shaky place in terms of certain things because the regulations are different.
Different,
So you have
right?
to research all of that, not just the price,
Not
but
just jumping a gun.
who is doing it? Have they done this before? Have they bought someone? Have they killed someone? And like I think Kay was saying, these are sometimes suites in an office building
Mhm.
that people are getting serious surgery
Yep.
at. Even when you're doing that liposuction thing,
Yeah.
people are.
Yep.
And I'm saying that may be very little invasiveness in terms of the surgery, but you have to do your homework because some of
Yeah.
these people are not doctors.
They are not. What about that lady? The I think she was a transsexual. The one that was doing the BBLs out of Atlanta,
Uh
and
huh.
she was putting the cement in their butt. And she's still ain't she in jail? I believe she's in jail if I'm not
No,
Man,
mistaken.
it was the actual genetically born woman who went to jail for it. I think she is on trial for it. The one that you're talking about, I think she's on
Yeah, the
trial.
one that's on. Yeah, she's on trial. I just seen something like that on CNN.
But
I be
that's something that was what was happening. And a
watching.
lot of the celebrities that they went to them versus going to Dr. Miami. And even for Dr. Miami, you got to do the research and understand what the side effects are. Because
Right.
some of these people, like you said, was just pumping synthetic stuff inside of people and not knowing
right. Exactly.
how much, and this and really you're not supposed to inject silicone or anything directly into somebody's body.
No.
Right.
No.
It has to have that shell on it. And people were just getting stuff directly, not even fat transfer, but just like she said, cement, watered down cement into their bodies. And that's scary. But
And they were
And then it's
dying.
like sometimes it just the cost ain't worth it. Pretty much. Sometimes the cost is just not worth it. It's really not.
Sometimes it's not.
Sometimes,
But like but like Nate said, you have to do your research and you have to
yeah.
thoroughly research these people because even sometimes going to these doctors here are not safe. Some
Right.
of
It
these people
definitely.
are not safe.
You definitely right
Some of
about
these
that.
people here are not doing their job. Like you got people here who are like, okay, this might be a little bit off topic, but you had a tattoo guy here in Baltimore who was doing freaking braces in his basement. He ain't
yeah.
no dentist. He never been to school to be no dentist, but he was giving people braces in his basement. And people were going to go do this shit. Like people are doing things because it is more cost effective. People don't want to spend the dollars that they
So
necessarily want or that they don't have to go get these surgeries, to get stuff like that, to get braces, to get veneers. You got
Hmm.
people even when you see people on Instagram doing that teeth whitening, a
mhm.
real dental hygienist supposed to do that, not somebody in a damn suite doing some damn teeth whitening.
Now
Like you,
I'm being now. I try to be transparent and be honest with y'all guests, y'all watchers. But I recently went to one of those places to get a tooth replaced. So how you get the screw put in, and
Yeah.
then they put the tooth in.
uh-huh.
When I looked at this, first of all, where we were was somebody's office building. I didn't see like anything that looked even remotely hygienic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say his demeanor, the way he was talking, it might be the same person you talking about. It did not equal to you about to go in my mouth.
Right.
First of all, he grabbed the one of the tools with his hands with no gloves on. And I said, "Sir, you missing something?"
He looking at you
And
like
then
you.
I knew at that moment I'm in the wrong facility. The price did not equate to anything you're doing to your body to alter it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Whether it be getting your teeth whitened, it could cause an allergic reaction.
Mhm.
Anything that you do, good, bad, or indifferent, depending on who the doctor is, it can
Right.
cause your life or a severe health problem.
Mm-hmm.
Even from the world board certified, whatever, it can
There's gonna
still
be
cause you.
something.
Anytime you go under,
That
anytime you go under the knife, and they have to put you to sleep, that could be death simply from the
exactly.
anesthesia.
That's why they tell you to. That's why they make you sign those forms.
Waivers. Yep. Read those waivers.
Read those
Please read
waivers.
them.
Read those waivers because a lot of them make you sign those waivers to get out of any lawsuit, to keep from being sued and to keep from being responsible for your death.
Even the smallest thing, if people don't pay attention, even the smallest thing, like when I worked in the OBGYN office, when I had downtime, I would help one of my coworkers scan they give you a little waiver on the back of like for instance, the little implants, the next implants. They even give you waivers for something that small. It's an in-office procedure because it's quick, but they still give you those waivers to sign. And I know because the percentage and majority of the girls that were coming out of that office was 15 or 16, or they had never had anything surgery, even though it's minor, had never had anything done. It was their parents bringing them in there because they was getting ready to go off the couch. The 18 years, 17 years, they was getting ready to go off the couch, and their parents just wanted to make sure they had something that they wouldn't forget, so they didn't prefer them to take like the pills or anything like that. But even those, for those 15-year-olds, they were coming in there by themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they said what it is, and I don't know, a lot of people, just in case a lot of people don't know, is if your daughter is 15 or older, that doctor don't have to say anything to you, even though you paying the insurance. Even though you paying the insurance, even though they're under your insurance. I don't know how many parents I had to get loud with, get out of pocket with, turn them away because they seen something on that insurance bill, and they're calling to find out what the code is. I can't give you that information. What does this code mean? I can't give you that information. And they were upset, but they don't have to tell you anything. They don't even have to let you in that office with your child. If your child is 15, your child say, no, I don't want my mother in here. You ain't going.
Did it used to be 14 or is it 15?
It's 15.
15.
Okay. Yeah.
It's 15.
Yeah, because I can vividly remember when Jalen had turned like 14 or 15, it was just like, okay, you can't be in here with him no more. It was like, okay, you can sit outside. If you don't want to be in here, you don't have to be in here. Or we have to ask him personal questions.
Because the biggest thing is that if a parent is in there, which as a parent, the biggest thing in there, if your parent's sitting right there and you daggone 15 or 14 years old, you sexually active, you ain't gonna tell the truth. So I know parents look at it in the wrong way. Most parents look at it in the majority of the parents that I ran into, they look at it in their anger because they're like, well, she's on my insurance. He's on my insurance. I have the right to know. But if you look at it from a provider standpoint, your child is not going to tell you what that provider needs to give them proper care if you're in there.
Right.
Yep. They're going to lie about it.
They're going to lie. And so they're not going to get the proper
not even that. You have to think of it deeper than that too sometimes. You have to think of it like, and trigger warning for some of us, some women who might have been sexually assaulted by their parents.
Sexually assaulted.
Some kids who might be getting sexually assaulted by their parent. You never know.
That's another reason why they do it.
Another reason why right there. So it's different reasons. It's different things.
Right. But let's get into the second topic. So the second topic that we wanted to talk about today was Jay Morant. I said Jay. Lord. Ja Morant.
So like nigga.
So I've been reading a lot of stuff. I actually was reading his his bio on Wikipedia, because I know the reason why I went and read the bio, and I seen some interesting things on his bio and just his background from a young age, is because everybody is trying to put this persona that he is or wants to be, or he might already be possibly gang affiliated.
Oh God. Everybody that have a gun is not gang affiliated.
Listen.
I just want to make this PSA for people. I don't even want to say my palm color. Every NFL player, every basketball, baseball, every celebrity, every black male celebrity is not gang affiliated. Some of them just make stupid ass mistakes.
Not only that, okay, so the fact that he waved the gun, okay, that was dumb. But the fact, if they're saying it to say he should not have a weapon, he is a basketball player.
He's a basketball
player. Okay. He's considered of a certain stature where he is a target. So why wouldn't you? want
True.
to be protected, even if you have a gang of bodyguards. Kim Kardashian and them keep a gang of bodyguards around them. I don't know how many celebrities keep a gang of bodyguards, but let's particularly just go back to, let's look at these rappers. These rappers keep so many acquaintances around them, and it's for that they have bodyguards. But if you notice, they still keep a bigger amount of acquaintances around them because they can still get through.
Exactly.
Look at what's to call him, the boy from Amigos. How many people he had around him, and he still got shot in his damn head?
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that.
So
It's given like I get it. Like you already are being watched, and especially for Ja Morant, because even when the season first started and he was dropping 60 and 70 points, they were drug testing him like he was on some shit, and then he was already in the spotlight because of some of the things that he was doing anyway. So it's
do you
like,
think it's where he's from? Where he is from?
where
It's
is
because
he
he's black.
From, and I feel like it's where he's from too.
he from
He's
South
from,
Carolina?
yeah. I feel like it's where he's from. It's the area where he's from.
It's a Dalzell.
I feel like it's the area where he was from. But the other thing is, I'm going back into, so when I was reading, like I said, I was reading a little bit of his bio. I'm going back into, I like to always reflect back to what Nate said. Sometimes the things that he do, I would say you can't blame him. I say a little bit has to do with his childhood. I seen that in his childhood he had some issues back then in his childhood, fighting and things like that. But there was one specific incident that stuck out to me. His mother got into an altercation with somebody at a mall in Memphis, with a security guard at a mall in Memphis. And what did she do? She called him.
And what he do?
Why you calling your son like he your hitter?
What he do?
He came up there with a gang of people, confronted the guy. They said he threatened that he was going to catch him outside and all this other stuff. But why you calling your son like he your hitter? Now let's think about why he acting like that. Now let's go back to the reason why he's acting the way he does, and everybody's shocked. Let's take it all the way back. Let's get down to the bottom of where it's coming from. You calling your son like your hitter? Yeah, she was in Memphis. Said she was at a mall in Memphis, and she got into an altercation at Finish Line with a security guard. And the first person she called, she ain't call her husband.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah. She ain't call her husband. She ain't call
Is they married?
Boyfriend, whatever. She ain't called nobody. She called her son. But most people gonna call what? Most people gonna call 911. Most people gonna call cousin Pookie. They gonna call Uncle Earl. They got that one. You call your son like he your hitter. And this is the one that's probably is the one that's bringing the finances into the family. So you basically messing up the money, messing up his future because you have an altercation, but you are the adult. You are the mother. Why can't you handle your own altercation?
Well, and when we had those conversations on your show before, and I kept saying, this is what happens. This is what's been happening, where you have a child who is this child. What was it, like a $40 million deal? Wasn't it 40 million?
I don't know how much.
This is the person. It was multi-millions in the tens of millions of dollars that this child is now facing losing, because you saw him not only as your breadwinner but your protector, your provider, your protector. And this is what happens to these boys.
$193 million deal.
Do y'all remember back on those Stop Snitching videos, like back when we were teens, and Carmelo Anthony was filmed in the middle of them?
Yeah.
He was in Baltimore in the hood with the drug dealers who paid for him. Let's be honest, paid for him to be where he was. Same thing happened. He could have lost everything. The only thing is, Miss Murray, his mother, was not playing that. She got his ass the hell up out of here. That's why he does not come back like he used to. He still comes back, but you don't hear about it. You don't
hear about it as much.
He be down in Fells Point walking around with his boys, but that's the extent of it. And it's crazy that we're now acting like, why the hell money don't make you make better decisions?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It actually fuels the fire and affords you the ability to
To a
make
lot of
worse
people.
decisions. So now
Yeah,
you can
money
afford
don't.
to bring all those homeboys with you. Why y'all shocked at this behavior? This is the type of people that y'all promoting. Y'all
Right.
promoting it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got to look at, like I say, you got to look at his surroundings. You got to look at his background. And then
Mhm.
on top of that, y'all gotta they have to look at how young they signing these boys. These are young boys. They don't know if they don't have if they don't have correct guidance and they don't have the correct back and somebody that's on their ass like they supposed to. Y'all handing them over $100 and something million. Y'all handing them over $40 million. Money they ain't never thought they was gonna touch in their life.
That's
And they
like giving
wilding out
somebody in the middle of the project the damn lottery or them hitting the lottery. Giving them money like that ain't gonna change them.
at
It ain't
It
gonna
all.
should
make them
be,
any different.
and it
Like you said,
it's
it's gonna
always been
fuel their
said that a
fire.
lot of people want when they are signing these 17-year-old, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, it needs to be a clause in their contracts where that they are providing them with an accountant that's not coming out of their money, that they are going to invest those things. Somebody that a social worker, they need a social worker on these teams
That's
because a
exactly.
lot of these young boys are fresh out of college and
A social
some
worker
of them didn't have money.
a social worker and like they do with people that go under those like weight loss surgeries, a
Hmm.
psychiatrist to just talk to them, figure out their mental state. Every so often they need to sit down with a psychiatrist or a psychologist and just figure out their mental state, understand like so you can kind of know what's going on with these guys. You never know what's going on with them.
Well, you know where some of these young people are coming from. We heard the LeBron James story. We know where Carmelo Anthony is from. We've heard about these various people and their backgrounds. Everybody didn't come from an upper middle class family like some of the white players, but
Players,
in
right?
these situations, you're giving these children one. First of all, you're not even paying them what they're worth because but $40 million to somebody over the course of say 5 years is not a lot of money
At all.
to be perfectly honest with you, because that's get chopped up over 5 years, and that's what 8 million a year. Then you got to pay taxes and all these different fees to these different people. So one, they're spending money that they don't really have.
Right.
They're getting into financial trouble. They're now spending the money that the little bit of money that they do from endorsements and stuff like that to bring that whole posse, or now they have this new protective clique, as you said, because a lot of them be gang members or
Mm.
dressed down guards or whatever. So they're bringing the hood to them to stay relevant, to say like they're down. And we do that to our young people and boost the ones up that have this certain masculinity about them. But and then we like, well, why did they mess up their money? Well, did you teach your child money management? If the
Right.
mother in the story where
Right.
the mother calls him in to help her, you see the type of environment that he's in.
Right.
So I hope that the judge in this situation has leniency on him and understands his background. But in most cases, they're gonna see him as another thug. He gonna
Another
lose
thug,
all his
right.
stuff. He's not gonna be able to play anymore. Then
They
he's gonna be
already trying
another
to get rid of
stereotype.
him.
Hmm.
Well, he
They
already
already
is
talking about
suspended
getting rid of him.
indefinitely.
Yeah.
He's
They
suspended
already trying to get
indefinitely.
rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's suspended indefinitely. Now, what that
That's
means,
sad.
I don't know. You don't know what that means. I don't know what that
I
means
think
for
they
you.
say he's benched indefinitely.
So that
Yeah,
means he still gets his money, but he's not able to play.
Right.
right, right.
That's and that what the sad thing is, he's not gonna be the last young man.
At all.
Mm.
At- I
Just
think
pray for him, y'all. Pray for him.
that's you know what and I've never been one of those parents to try to push my kids to play sports, especially basketball and football. I mean, I asked them, like I said, I've always been like, what do you want to do? What do you want to play? But especially basketball and football. But it seems like the whole time I've had this experience since my kids have been in school. And I kind of almost felt a little offended by it. But the coaches have approached me in each school that they've been in and asked me, they don't play football, they don't want to play basketball. And I felt like saying, like, why would you ask me that? Why
Because
you
they
ask
black, and
me?
you said your one son is tall.
Exactly. That's how
Hmm.
felt. That's how I took it. But I'm like, maybe kid, maybe you reading too much into it. Maybe you doing too much. Maybe you prejudging the situation. But that's how I felt. I honestly felt like that. Like, why you keep asking me? Every time you see me, you keep asking me why my kids on. And even to the point where Kylie told me when they were in North Carolina. No, it was David. David told me that when he got here, no, both of them. Matter of fact, both of them. When Kylie was in North Carolina, he said every time he went to the gym, the coach kept asking him why he won't play football, why he won't play basketball. Kept telling him, like, you should play football, you should play basketball, you should play football. When David got down here to high school, his gym coach kept asking him why you should join wrestling, you should be in wrestling, you should join wrestling, you should be in wrestling. Like, why are you pushing him? I'm not pushing him. Evidently you see this parents are not pushing him. I'm not there. I'm not telling him, you should join the sport, you should do this or that. So why are you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, pressing my child to want to be in sports?
Well, the selfish side is because they're always looking for the next great thing, but they used to sell us on the fact that sports was supposed to be this thing that made men, and it's not. Because we're saying now, we have a couple like ex-professional football players that live here in Baltimore, and they'll all tell you, like, mentally they all went through alcohol or drug sessions of their life. They're still in therapy, some of them, and that's what they see us as. When you see them on the NFL draft where they're measuring the size of their heads and they're getting their weight, like, that is slave talk.
Slave.
And slave talk. And it does not build you as a man. It teaches you discipline. It builds up your body strength. But beyond that, no.
NFL combines, how fast can they run? How long are their arms? How tall are they? From everything down to it. They measure everything.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is
giving real bad slave talk.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. Like, you buying them.
Yeah.
You are. You are. Them contracts, that's buying them.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just paid slavery.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely. That's why
like, you better get out there and shuck and jive for this money.
Right. That's absolutely true. That's
one. You better get out there and shuck and jive for this money I'm finna get you.
That's one thing I never.
If he had a bigger name, and I'm not really as familiar with him, but if he had a bigger name, like a LeBron James, they would hire the people to get him out of whatever trouble he's in, and this would just blow over.
He's kind of on LeBron level. He just haven't been in the game long as LeBron. I can say that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's still, is it worth the investment? Is it worth the investment?
They might not think. I was going to say that too. They might not think.
Yeah, he's definitely worth the investment. He definitely is worth it.
But to them, that's the question in their mind. Is he worth? So he's being benched right now. So that means he possibly could be some merit, because if he's being benched, he may not be receiving his full pay, but he's getting something from that contract sitting on that bench.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's just like a tap on the hand, like a punishment, sort of.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna blow over. Because it wasn't like he flashed a gun in a strip club, so it wasn't like he shot somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the gun is legal.
But they said it's not his first. They said it's not his first.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's had other incidents. But see, the thing is, they don't. The owners of those teams and such, they don't care. It's public opinion that they care about. So if this blows over in the news in the next week, guess who we gonna see playing in the next couple weeks?
Him.
Right.
Him.
They just care about the optics. What does the public say about this? Or they not talking about it no more? Oh, this, wait a couple weeks and put him in the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when a bunch of mothers start complaining, oh, we got to pull him up. We got to, sit him out for the rest of the season. We can't have that. We're thinking about the children. We're thinking about the optics of this all. They don't care about that boy.
Right. They need him more than anything.
Right.
They need him. So it's going to be sit out for a couple games, wait till it blow over. Then let his comeback be kind of like a big deal. But, look at how Dennis Rodman and all of those players from the 90s were really like real bad boys. And,
but it wasn't, the difference is it wasn't social media. Everybody didn't get a say. We were just reading about that in the major newspaper articles.
And that's the other thing. Well, that's the other thing, though. These guys, these young boys, that's what I'm saying. I keep taking it back to parenting. Because if they parents knew better, they would have some type of someone like a mentor or something that would tell, that would guide him to know. I mean, everybody should know that now, though. By
That
now,
don't exist
everybody should
anymore, though.
stop jumping on social media. Stop putting everything on social media. Everybody should know that by now. I don't understand why these.
Mentors don't exist anymore. And I just did a show yesterday about that. Mentors are a thing of the past because now those very people who should be mentoring you. Now, I'm not saying
It should
those
be.
people don't exist at all, but for people like him, it should be another basketball player that should step in right now. The Dennis Rodman, the Alvin Iverson. Somebody should step in right now and say, "Hey, little brother, let me talk to you." But
Right.
guess what? That ain't my problem. The same people who Alvin, look at Alvin Iverson's career. Same thing. He should be the
Yeah.
main one that should be jumping up trying to save this young man from a life of him. But speaking of parenting,
That's definitely true. Yeah. Speaking of parenting, we's on our last topic of today. Let's talk about this girl. Let's talk
This
about this young
nutcase. She's a fucking
lady.
nutcase.
Did
is
you say
she?
she is that big?
Is
She
she?
is. She's
How
a
you know?
nutcase.
Listen,
Because she not pretty with a long flowing rap like you and
No, because
Aaliyah,
because people who know her knows who her mother and her father is.
who they say her mother and father is. You
No,
never
right?
know.
we're not playing these Dauphin games today. We're not playing them today.
You don't,
Oh,
you
she
don't
bougie today, Kay.
We
She
are not
bougie.
playing these
She
listen.
don't
Dauphin
think it.
games today. Nope,
R.
I'm not
Kelly
doing
hiding
it.
a lot. She kind of looked like R. Kelly daughter. He been hiding a lot. You don't know.
You don't know.
She kind of look a little bit like one of his kids. I'm not gonna lie about it. She do. She might be related to one of his children. Have you seen his children? The girl that was talking about how he embarrassed her and all that other stuff. The daughter.
No, I ain't never seen that.
You ain't never see the daughter. She got on there was talking about how she was embarrassed about everything that came out about her father. She kind of looked like a little bit. But the thing that I wanted to bring that up about this girl that's thinking she R. Kelly and Aaliyah's love
Love
child
child.
is mental illness is
It's
real.
real. That girl don't look nothing like them. Nothing.
Mental illness
Nothing
is
like them.
real. But I
Nothing
want to know,
like
like, how old is this girl, and where are your real parents that they
She's
not stepping
delusional. Her real parents.
to not step in, and they not stepping in to give you the help that you need if it is a mental illness.
girl
Like
is-
everybody making fun of it, but where is her parents? Like, has anybody tried to reach out to her parents? Like, how she even get on a show to talk about this? She was on a show talking about it. Like, her parents actually let her. Well, maybe they doing it for the money. Let me take it back because there's a lot of parents out here doing stuff for the money. So I ain't even gonna say where the parents at. But for real, like, y'all really gonna let your daughter do this to herself?
She was on her platform first. She was on her social media. And
But
somebody picked up the story.
Yeah, but she was on an actual show. Like, they actually brought her on a show and was asking her, like, if it comes out that you are not their biological daughter, will you? They basically said this. They basically came out and asked her, if you comes out that you're not their biological daughter, are you going to seek mental help? And she said, yeah. She said, yeah, I will seek mental help. I will seek help for my mental illness, is what she said.
Leading the witness.
Okay, now he's a lawyer.
That's what that girl said. That man asked her, and that's exactly what that girl said. But why are we, which I know she ain't, this girl got family. Y'all all just gonna let her just fall in the fire.
But that's the problem, okay? That's what we do to people now. We don't nobody step in and yoke you off of that social media or get you off that show. Exactly. My mother would have walked in that studio and said, "Bring your ass now.
Right.
Show over. Bring out the next guest. Get stuck in this car."
Right. Embarrassed. And then beat the hell out you in the car. Bring your
Right. She would have slapped you while you was walking off the stage.
Bring your ass in here, embarrassing the hell out of me. What is your problem? got me
This
embarrassed.
is the type of stuff we promote. We promote this. This is what we promote.
What the guy from Friday said, the father embarrassing me in front of these nice folks.
Wasn't it a couple years ago, the child that was supposed to be Chico DeBarge's, not Chico DeBarge, one of the DeBarge brothers, and Janet Jackson, that girl, little girl, came out and said she was the love child of that. Like this happens. People are starved for attention. It just happened again with Omarion, the lady who said she was
Yeah,
Oh,
married.
who
he
said she was
proposed
in
to
love
her.
with him? She was his fiance.
She was engaged to
Girl.
him.
The
But
girl who
this
said she was
happens
his
though.
fiance.
People are love starved. Touch
Well,
is a
listen, what
part of
if
life, and
somebody
people are missing it, huh?
well, speaking of the Omarion situation, how do we know if somebody is not pretending to be R. Kelly?
Somebody could be pretending to be Omarion. I don't know. I'm not going there with that.
Well, that's
But
what happened, though.
Omarion,
That's what
somebody could
actually
be very well
happened.
potentially be pretending to be Omarion.
but
But you
somebody could be pretending to be R. Kelly and calling this girl and telling her stuff. Or it might be R. Kelly. He's trying to do anything to get out of jail. It might be him.
No, what we're not going to do is
now we playing
leave
those
R.
same
Kelly
games again.
alone.
I ain't
Leave
with
that
it.
man alone. He is in
Pretty
jail
We
for the
sure
playing
rest of his
dope
life.
games
I'm
again.
just
We playing dope games again.
But it could very well be you got a child that's on the spectrum. That's a nice way of
Very
saying
well.
it.
Okay.
And
That
you are
say that.
fueling your child to say, "Hey, won't you go on there? Let's play a game." It's people that's doing this to their children. Like it's happening. It's happening.
to get
And this is
money.
very unfortunate. Somebody
They
could be
doing
somebody in
everything
her
they
family.
can.
Why we don't hear from the family? Because it may be family
Right.
members that's
Because it may
boosting
be
her up to
family
do this.
members who are doing it. You are absolutely
Let's
right.
get this money real quick. She get money for going on that talk show. Well,
Yeah.
if it's like a national brand talk show, you get paid to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Every
so here's my thing. When is they gonna do this test? When is they finna do, or are they gonna make her pay for it out of her own pocket to do
they
the
not
DNA?
they not planning on doing no tests. As many people as they can go get that girl on their show, and then somebody go from the family is going to force her to take one so they can shut the story up. But none of these talk shows are for. If they do one, it's gonna be one of the ones where it's inconclusive or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep the story
Mm-hmm.
going so it's hot. They're laughing at this little girl.
It's not funny though. That's the thing. Like nobody is helping this child. Like something is really going on with this child, and everybody just sitting back like, oh,
What
she
what? So Black Roses K is in this bubble in Florida now.
Yeah.
not in
So
a
she thinks the
bubble. I
world
just
is
feel
caring and
sorry for
loving.
people. I'm
Kay
not. I
is
just
in
feel
denial.
sorry
I
for
don't know
people.
where.
You,
I don't know who done jumped in
it's
her
that
what
Florida. It's that
flow.
Florida. It's that
No, I
Florida.
just
Not even
really
that. I
genuinely
don't
feel
know.
bad
That
for
Florida
people because
water.
I
That's what it
feel like
is.
social. No, I really just genuinely feel like social
They
media has
probably a
so.
Republican now and everything. She
Okay, Trump supporters.
she's a Trump.
Ain't not listen. I talked to this man the other day when I was at work, and he was telling me a lot of stuff about Trump and about being a Republican.
All sucks.
He was he was talking to me, and he had a long conversation. And what some of the stuff that he said made no motherfucking sense at all. I never be a Republican.
When she come next in a couple weeks, she gonna come here with her hair straightened out, and it's gonna
She
be
gonna have
pulled
a Make
back into a little
America Great
bun.
Again hat.
Blonde.
Yeah.
They already told
Great
me I
Again
need
hat
to be.
on.
She
They
gonna
already
ask.
told me I
She
should be
gonna
a
ask us
Republican
if we could take these
2024.
African colors off of the screen.
Uh-huh.
because they
Get them
inappropriate.
jigaboo colors off this
Because
screen.
they are inappropriate. Them colors are inappropriate.
Wait, get them
Why
jigaboo
why
colors.
can't the little face on the other side be white? Why I gotta be black?
Get them jigaboo colors off the
Get them
screen.
jigaboo
They
colors
wasting my
off of
Colors
there.
are inappropriate.
You
They
in
are
the
very
wrong country.
inappropriate.
You in the wrong country.
She gonna be very
Red, white,
combative.
and blue. It should be red, white, and blue. Get them jigaboo colors off
She
my
gonna come
screen.
on here with a blouse on and her hair pulled back
I
into
am.
a real black Caucasian bun.
I am.
I
Definitely
can see
am.
it starting to happen. It's starting to
No,
happen. You see the stuff that she's talking about? I heard what
they
you were
said,
saying earlier. She's getting her house built from the ground
they
up.
said, well, my mama got her house built from the ground up.
Look at
That's
that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that Black Roses.
this house wasn't bought. This house was built. This house was
Oh,
built.
look at her. She said her endings now built.
It wasn't built. It wasn't built. It was built.
She gonna come in here with a whole pressing curl. Watch.
Very professional. Looking very professional. That's how you supposed to look. You're not supposed to be
Looking very much
disrespectful with
white
your
woman.
hair.
She already look at. She got her shades on now. She's creating distance.
I
Look, she got Nike on. Look at that. She's showing her Caucasian brands.
so
His Nike
I
sweatshirt.
don't like you. You so crazy.
Well, let us know. She's trying to be punctual for her event
Oh,
today.
yes. Oh, that's so you got to start using those types of words now, Black Roses.
Punctual.
Them $15 words. None about Baltimoreese. It will be allowed from this point on.
Nothing that identifies her ever being from Baltimore.
And since you the
it's not even Baltimore, it's Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I do say Baltimore and drinking my fine apple juice.
Oh my God. Wow.
Well, let us get our ghetto Baltimore ass up off of here.
We too much for her. We too much.
Get our ghetto Baltimore.
She's about to go to our country club and sip on mimosas.
The country club and sip the mimosa.
We'll talk to the gals. We're gonna go talk to the gals.
At the country club.
Some old ass ladies in that country club.
Go talk to the gals and have some tea, some ice.
Play bridge. She plays bridge now, Black Roses.
Okay.
No more spades for her.
And golf.
And golf. A little tennis every now and again.
Actually, I do play tennis. Everybody plays tennis down the street.
She like racquetball.
Racquetball. Okay.
I do play tennis. Everybody plays tennis.
They play pickleball.
Squash. It's squash, actually. Squash.
Team. They have a pickleball team here. I'll let y'all know next week if I join the pickleball team.
I can play me some tennis. I love playing tennis. Don't get me wrong.
We may be replaced next week.
If I sign up for pickleball, I'll let
y'all know. Who's going to replace us, Black Roses? It's going to be 2 Caucasian men on the show now.
Talking about their conservative ways and how
their conservative ways.
I'm going to see if I can get that man that I spoke to
last week to deal with
it. I'm going to see if I can. No, for real. All right, so this show is done. I'm done. I have things to do. It's a gun show that's coming. That's down the street.
Oh, that sounds right.
Oh, yeah, that bitch crazy.
And then we got to get ready for his
Republican. She already been replaced.
She is Republican.
It's down the street. They got a 2-day gun show.
Yeah. Republican.
And do you know in Florida that the governor is making it legal? You don't have to have a license to get a gun. They're trying to pass that law here.
You see, she used her jaws when she talked. You see how the words come out her mouth now?
Yeah, you don't have to have a license.
All I heard was school shootings and mass shootings.
Mass shootings.
No, because y'all got to be realistic. Let's be realistic about this thing that's going on with Ukraine and Russia.
First of all, what you're not going to do is bring your Republican ways.
I'm from Ukraine and I ain't from Russia. As long as you don't come over here fucking with me and my people, I'm cool.
What you're not going to justify to me is it's giving real white lady to me.
What she's not going to do.
If she come on here with a pull back that's straightened out, I'm done. Actually, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Close out the show. All
right. If y'all would like to become a sponsor, you can like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit us in our DM if you have any topic you would like to discuss. In order to become a sponsor, please hit us up at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com.
My black card.
Until next time, we are kicking KD off of this show. We don't
like
her Republican ideas. We don't like her conservative ways, and we do not fuck with them white folk. Let's go.
Don't make
it. We do not fuck with them white folk. Let's go.
They don't make one of them things.